Hello, folks. Welcome to Hillbilly Hives Live. Houston Shelton and his family are on vacation this weekend, and so we're really hoping that he might get a chance to come in and visit with us for a few minutes. But if he don't, we've got some really good videos that Houston's put together. We really
Pre-recorded,
appreciate.
baby.
Yeah, oh yeah. Nice videos Houston put together on his money saving tip of the week. And so, anyway, for those of y'all that may not know, we're three channels that are coming together on Thursday nights and putting together a show we're liking to call the Hillbilly Hives Live. And so we want people to come in and chat with us, and we're going to try to have at least one special guest every week, and there will come a point in the show where we'll open it up for anybody that wants to come in. We've got a lot of stuff lined up for you tonight, and what I'd like to start out with is some video footage from Houston Shelton.
Yes, sir. That's pretty cool.
Share screen. Give me just a second.
We know you got it, brother. I don't hear him. He comes in louder here in a second, though, don't he? Is it playing, Johnny? I
Yeah,
can't hear it.
yeah. I've got it full blast.
I can't hear him.
I can.
Okay. Larry Gandy says he can't hear him either. Galloway Light says no sound.
Oh,
Nobody can hear him, Bubby. No
okay,
video on some of them.
okay.
Can they hear me?
I think so.
If you guys can hear me, we're trying to fix it. Give Johnny just a minute. We haven't never done this before. We're sorry we ain't got her all worked out, but we're learning and growing together. So give us just a minute here, and Johnny will he'll have us some of that beautiful Houston footage right here just as soon as we can get it lined out, y'all. We apologize
There,
for the
there, there-
difficulties.
that should be better, Earl.
Did you start it over?
Uh,
No, Bubby, I can't hear him still. Until I
you
can
still?
hear him, I don't think they can either. Some of them said, yeah, it's working. Don Bearden said, yes, Hillbilly.
Oh, okay, awesome.
James Knowles said, okay, we can hear you, Earl. They
All
can
right.
hear me, definitely. Can you guys hear Houston? Text us and tell us if you can, message us, tell us if you can hear. Still no audio, Johnny. I can't hear him either, Bubby. We cannot hear Houston. Houston,
Okay.
we have a problem. I knew I was going to get to say that.
Okay.
We'll fix it in just a minute, guys. I apologize. We actually thought you could hear us. We wasn't sure how to work this thing, but Dr. Johnny going to get her fixed up.
Yeah, we need Lee. Kodiak Farms here.
You want me to see if I can do it? Where's he at here?
Let's see.
I don't know which one's him.
Okay, okay, I got it now. Thank you, Bob. Thank you, Bob. Bob told me how to do it.
Woo! Yeah, Bob to the rescue. You can't beat y'all. You can't beat Bob and Lee at the the B show was Bob and Lee.
Good show.
Ah, it's still low.
Seasons came again.
No, it looks good now. That's
Okay.
Houston.
Coming into a dearth, and I just want to share a tip here with you guys. Um, I know they sell robber screens in the Beast Supply catalogs, um, but you guys know me. I don't always order from supply catalogs, so just want to share an easy way that you can make your own robbing screens yourself. I know there's all kinds of different ways to do things, and this is just kind of my way. Um, it's easy. You don't need many things. Piece of screen wire, pair of 10 snips, aviation snips, whatever you want to call them. 3/8 staples, some type of staple gun, and I'm using a half-inch PVC pipe here. You can use a piece of wood. Uh, you can use all kinds of different anything that will make the shape that you want for your escape. What I mean by that, and maybe if you're new, you don't know what I'm talking about. A lot of the people understand what I'm talking here. So I just basically cut it out. I want to mention too, whatever size you cut um, your screen to be, just keep in mind when you make the opening in the center of it, it's going to be shortened by whatever size opening. I'm using half-inch for my opening, so I'm going to shorten this half an inch less. It's going to be half an inch less when I bend that in the middle. So keep that in mind. If sometimes if you need to cover the whole bottom entrance of your hive, it's going to be a half inch shorter if you use half inch. So if you use 3/8, it'll be 3/8. Whatever material. And basically, I just lay my pipe down, kind of find rough center on whatever size I'm doing. I like to kind of spring it over to one side. That way, it gets me a little more stability because this is round. It will try to roll. Uh, you don't have to do that. You can do it right from the center and just press down. But I like to try to kind of go to one side. It's a little more forgiving that way. And then when I push it down, I just kind of squeeze inward, and it makes the opening that you need. So when you take the pipe out, you've got the opening. You can squeeze it a little more and bend it and make it um, more to your liking. But that's about what you're gonna get. And then your bees, they'll work it out. They'll climb up the face of the hive. But the robbers, they'll go toward the entrance, and just they will work it out. Trust me. And then you just take your staple gun, a couple staples on each side. Make sure you butt it up toward the bottom of the hive good, and then they'll learn to use it. And the robbers, of course, they won't be able to get in. And I put this on weaker hives. Right now, I'm using it on um, on my two framers. Everything else, I just put an entrance reducer in. Um, it's not rocket science. They can guard a smaller entrance better than they can guard a larger entrance. And a weaker hive just don't have the force to protect the colony. So I hope it helps, and I hope it saves you a few bucks. And just want to thank you for your time for watching. Hope everybody has a great day. Good health. God bless.
Yeah, man, I like old Houston. He's always trying to help people right there. He's got a. I agree with that myself. I myself use a narrow entrance. I don't ever use a big open entrance. Even on my flow hive, it's got a natural entrance on it and that metal opening, but I put a card or something metal behind it, and I just slide it over and I shrink that entrance on down a little bit, and what entrance I use is just I I, I I look at what hornets I got flying around here, and I say, well, how can I keep them big orange Europeans out? And that's the size I choose right there. Uh, if they can fit in and out and do good, great. Three of them up and down, but not sideways. Only one of them sideways, and that keeps the hornets out for me. And that's how come I prefer the narrow entrance. And plus, if you got a narrow entrance, you don't have all that air blowing out and that smell blowing out. And a lot of times at night, you'll see people's hives they're bearding and they completely cover that entrance. I only imagine that's necessary because of things like wax moths at night would sneak right in if they didn't completely cover it up. At night's when moths are mostly out, I believe. What do you think, Johnny?
Yeah, yeah, I agree, Earl. And one of the things that Houston was going to talk about if he had the opportunity to log in with us was the reasons, the specific reasons for the Roberts greens this time of year, coming into the dirt, the weaker colonies may need protection, and so anyway, you may notice it looks like Houston is commenting, but that's actually we're logging in through Houston's channel tonight. So if Earl and I make a comment, it's going to show up as Houston if we do it through this format. So that was Earl that made that comment. But anyway, we just really wanted to share some of Houston's videos with you, and now we'll go into to
Thank you,
another.
Houston.
Yeah, thank you, Houston. And if you're hearing us, buddy, I hope you get a chance to log in for a few minutes.
If
Uh,
nothing else, maybe he'll get to watch it and know that we love him and we still got him in there, even though he's
yeah,
driving tonight and ain't at his destination just yet.
yeah. Well, one of the things I wanted to talk to y'all about tonight is how.
Hey, Rhonda, Texas, dry cut. Tim, sorry, bub.
That's all right. That's all right,
Read
Earl.
them.
Is whenever I first started beekeeping, this is my fourth year beekeeping, and but it's only my first year back after trying for 3 years a few years back, and was trying treatment free, and it didn't work real well for me, and so out of frustration, I quit for a couple of years, got back into it, and real serious now. One of the biggest hurdles for me is I didn't have a local mentor, and didn't join a club or anything, and so I had a really hard time initially figuring out what my nectar sources were, and my pollen sources, and so what I like to do is share. Most of y'all that have been into beekeeping for a while are probably familiar with this book by John Lovell. It's a 1926 book, and they don't make them like they used to. And Earl affectionately titled this segment "Living in the Past" because since I'm on Central Time, he's on Eastern Time. He jokes that I'm living in the past. But
That's
this,
right. You're an hour behind us. If you're an hour behind us, then you're in the past and I'm in the future, Bobby. I can't help that.
yeah, but this book is so fantastic because it breaks down. It in the back of the book it has all the states, all the states, and you can look uh, at your state, and it'll break the state down into physiographic regions, and it will tell you what your major nectar sources are, and then you can refer back to the front of the book and say, let me show you here, like I can show. Here's
This is
here's
important information.
here's the Tennessee section, and it's got the state broken down into physiographic regions, and it was a very very good read to figure out what my nectar sources are, and then you can refer to the front of the book for a detailed description and photographic plates of the particular sources. Sorry about that. But here's a of course they're black and white, but you can always of course cross reference to the internet to get the but most people can probably guess what that is. That's sourwood, and it
Yeah,
has a
man.
real distinctive look, but a very important nectar source for us here. And
Two
so,
2 weeks going right now, Johnny. I want to say the
oh
sourwood is
yeah,
two
yeah,
weeks going, and it is still strong.
yeah,
Looking at the sourwoods down there yesterday at Mommy's, and they were just going crazy. And while we're talking about swarming, it's swarm season again, whether anybody realizes it or not. Uh, Usually, always right at that strong flow that we've got in our area, and what's happening towards the north, you're going to see some bees swarming. Why do I say that? I've been catching swarms, so that's why I want to hear more. What's going to come after the we just said it, baby. I'm drawing a
Sour,
blank.
the sourwood.
Yeah, what's going to come after our sourwood flows? Do you have any idea? Is it going to be the sumacs? You think?
Yeah, I think so. It looks. Yeah, I believe so. That's on the list. But the
We have a
sourwood.
strong sumac flow here.
Oh, you do? Oh,
Oh yeah,
good.
we have all three. We have three varieties of it. We have the smooth staghorn, we have the wing staghorn, and we have the what do they call it? Like a deer. Yeah, just plain staghorn. Yeah, it's the
It-
staghorn, the smooth, and the uh, winged.
yeah.
That's what I was
Probably
trying
you,
to
you,
say.
you probably don't have much of the poison sumac where you live, do you, Earl?
Some, but not a lot. Not a lot. I hardly have ever seen it myself.
Yeah,
Mostly the
usually.
poison stuff we have around here is poison ivy and poison oak.
Yeah, yeah. And the poison sumac, it's usually in wetter areas and looks just like the sumac.
Is that right?
Yeah.
I'd
Uh,
hate to get exposed to it.
yeah, yeah. Are you gonna pull your supers after the sourwood?
I've already pulled some honey off, and we've got some sourwood and some more. I'm going to pull that off as soon as they cap it. They haven't capped it yet, but as soon as they cap it, I'm going to pull that off of them, and it's going to be good. I can't wait.
Yeah, I've got several frames of what I'm pretty sure is sourwood, but it's none of it was totally capped yet. And but
But
I
yeah,
pulled.
the sourwood may not be capped yet, but had some of that tulip poplar, and then that clover came in about the same time, and right with it. So here's some. I'm going to call it tulip poplar and clover, about the same color as Johnny's right there. And I think he said, we both. He's tasted both. I've only tasted mine, but I don't know if you can even see that the way
Yeah,
this goofy
yeah.
screen shows in. But
I'm gonna send you
anyhow,
some. Hey,
let me compare. Hey, I'll be open for that, buddy. You send it on. Earl
yeah,
does
yeah.
not
Oh,
turn down honey.
yeah. You'll
I
be
don't
getting a
care if
jar.
you stuck your finger in it. You send it on to me. It's got
No, no.
antibacterial properties in it.
It'll be finger free.
There you
Uh,
go.
but anyway, on the living in the past segment, I just wanted to say, in addition to the Honey Plants of North America by John Lovell, there's another one, American Honey Plants Together with those which are of special value to the beekeeper as sources of pollen. Now this one is in the public domain, and you can actually find a copy of that on. Let me see here if I can try to share the screen with you. Let's see here.
I never sell any honey. While Johnny's doing that, I'll go ahead and tell you. I don't know why they don't ever include my kind of beekeeping in there. I'm a family beekeeper. What we raise, we eat, and we don't really sell any. Ain't never enough.
But yeah, you can find this online. I just typed in the title into Google, and it was real easy to find the PDF to download. And like I say, it is in the public domain. It's really similar to the Lovell book in that it kind of gives you some information about the various. It's really good to explain the various nectar sources.
Yeah, it is, man. You really got to know your nectar sources and your pollen sources if you're a beekeeper, and you really need to know your 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 temporal polyethism. You need to know what the difference is in all your bees, and you might be looking at a bee all the time, but what kind of bee? Honeybee, yeah, but there's so many different duties that a bee takes on during its life. And once you understand those different duties and you understand what's coming in, you understand why it's coming in and what they're needing and what they're using, then you know better how to supplement whatever's going on in the hive when it happens because you have that knowledge. That's just something I want to throw in there. And all temporal polyethism is a fancy Dr. Jamie Ellis term for stages of bee life. I'm, I'm I'm not thinking. I don't know if they call that instar or not, but it is definitely sections of the adult bee's life where it takes on different roles because of its age. It has no other choice. It doesn't have the abilities that older bees have, and vice versa. I think.
Yeah. Very good. Well,
Anything you wanted to add, Bubby?
I just wanted to say that that sometimes old school is best. Uh, uh,
Sometimes, yeah, and it works for a lot of us.
yeah,
And
yeah.
I want to say something else too, man. While we're talking, Bubby,
Please do.
Greg touched base on something tonight, and I got to thinking because I always try to think when I listen to other people talk. Well, put me in the shoes of others. I like to do that. So, in putting myself in other people's shoes and judging myself as the same, uh, I never want to say to anybody that I think peppermint candy is some kind of silver bullet. It is not your silver bullet. Knowledge, knowledge and wisdom in the bee yard, experience even. A guy told me one time, he said, how do you get wisdom? He said, well, wisdom comes from knowledge, and knowledge comes from experience, and experience comes from bad decisions. And you can apply that because you learn best when you learn hardest. And so that's why we as beekeepers are always trying to help each other, is because when we learn hard, things die and we lose money and it hurts. And not all of us are commercial sideliners with the money, the means, and the ability to just go out and do whatever is necessary. I imagine if certain people, like one of my favorite people, Frederick Dunn, needed something, if he ain't got it on consignment in his barn or in his house to himself, then he can buy it very easily, I'm sure. Where some people, and that's the purpose of us hillbillies coming in here, some people can't always buy it. And there's some things we can make without having to buy it. And there's some things you can do without having to buy things. And that's what we're about. We're trying to help everybody. I always say if you're using peppermint, you have to continue to use the traps to monitor your beetles, the reduction, if there's any or not. Keep the traps in there. Plus, that's one more weapon alongside the peppermints. And I do believe long term peppermint uh, use, if you're steadily applying it. And if y'all watch my videos, son, I lay it to them. I lay it to them, a peppermint to them. I put it to them. And I've never tasted it. It ain't in this stuff. Uh, and it won't be in my sourwood either. It just ain't. And so, and can they open them? Yeah, I've been putting it in the bottoms, uh, 6 and 7 at a time, and just not going down there. They open them one at a time, and I noticed they had one almost completely eat, and they had gotten into one and had it halfway eat. But most of the time, I'd only ever seen them open one. But at that time, I'd seen them open two. So they can definitely bite rubber bands and chew a little peppermint plastic off to get to it. You don't even have to. You can go in there after they've got it and just pull that paper out. And if you don't, they will in pieces. But it's pretty cool. And again, I'm not saying that peppermint is one of those things that's going to super uh, save the world. My belief is this: if you can keep your bees healthy, if you can keep them protected, and if you can keep them growing, and by providing the peppermint, I will say it will really rid you or greatly reduce your hive beetle infestation to either few or none, or definitely a lot fewer than you're used to. Is it a pain about putting it in there? Yeah. But if you're a bigger, larger bee company and you ain't got the time to go back every few weeks and put it in there, just throw it in there without opening it, and it'll lay in there and they'll eat it as they need it and open up a new one when they want to. And then it can't overpower the hive. It's inside the plastic still. And I assure you, there won't be no bugs getting on it. The only thing that likes peppermint besides bees is ants. Yeah, you got to keep ants out of your hive. Uh, I want to point out that another natural ingredient for that, cinnamon and clove powder mixed together. I know Brian at Castle Hives has been using cinnamon. I use cinnamon and it is very effective and I love it. However, I also learned about clove too, and I've been just mixing them together, and both have given me excellent results. I love using it. I keep it on my top boards. Anywhere I'm feeding that's got anything sticky, I lay that to it, and the ants just can't get to it. And those moat traps on those flow hives are super awesome about helping with ants too. But just because you don't have that, no big deal. On my other one that just has legs, I coat Vaseline all the way around it, and now I'm coating the Vaseline with the cinnamon and the clove, and them ants are just they ain't having it. They're gone. I don't, they're
Yeah.
not touching my hives. They're not even climbing up and down it. Not even sugar ants. Cinnamon and clove, and then like I say, a constant supply of the peppermint, and I've noticed a great reduction. And I can't wait to get our next guest on here after we do our segments, all three of us, and get him on here to talk some
Yeah.
stuff that's pretty cool that he's done and is on video on YouTube with certain things and peppermints, and it's
Yeah.
awesome.
The cinnamon. I haven't tried the clove yet, like you suggest, Earl, but I have tried cinnamon, and it always seems to really help run those ants off. Also,
Amen,
too,
brother.
on the peppermint, one of the biggest advantages I've seen when I'm feeding pollen patties, I used to have to really be careful about that. 5 days was the most you'd ever want to leave a pollen patty in. They're using
That's old school now.
but now I use 1 teaspoon of 100% extract peppermint oil in a 5 pound, well, it's 5.25 pound batch of pollen patties, and it's keeping the hive beetles from laying eggs in it. And
Of
so
course,
so
if you don't have that, if you want to do what I do, if you don't have the peppermint oil and all you have is the hard candies, I bust them hard candies up and sprinkle them all over my pollen patty and mash them into it, flip it over, do the same, daub the edges in it. And once you've coated it good with some peppermint candy crumbs, you can, and look, I got videos out here proving this, that that one stayed in that open um, bait hive for 2 weeks. I took it out, put it in my hive, and they ate it 2 weeks later after it had been in that hive. And you can count the dates by the videos I done and the updates I showed. Every time I pulled it out, there was never a beetle on it. And don't think I ain't got them because they're here. Um, the hive I just done a video on down Clinchco, you'll hear me openly admit that mom had a couple down there at her house where we keep bees, and I saw three that day. But I also found out that she hadn't been doing peppermints every week, and it's all it takes to fall behind's a week. I've seen slime outs in 2 weeks, almost slime outs in a week. They'll weaken your hives. They'll destroy you. If you ask me, if you ask me where I live, small hive beetle is the worst thing we've got to contend with. Once we get those small hive beetles under control and we get our bees healthy, it seems like they're mean enough to do what needs to be done, along with. And look, don't think don't think that Earl is just some. No way, I wouldn't do it. Uh, oh, I got them. Yes, sir. If I see them, I'll formic acid those things. Don't think I ain't gonna treat them. I will. I didn't spend all that money on box formic acid for nothing. Um, my temperatures are awesome. I never see 90-degree days hardly here. Uh, it's just our summer don't, 90's like the hundreds down south. We're in this mountain range, and it's so weird that certain parts of these mountains have their own different climates. And being up here on this mountain the way I am, down there where my Clinchco yard is at mom's, is so different. And yet, still, both of these seem so much better than what I'm seeing other people has to live in. But before I brought my bees up here, Johnny, when I walked out in the yard, I didn't see bees. You know, I can take you places up here where you'll sit all day, you won't see a bee.
yeah.
So, catching bees around here is hard unless somebody's beekeeping them. How bad is it out here at the Flanagan Dam, which is in all my videos? Y'all just can't see it unless the fog's coming up off of it. It's right behind that one little hill. Flanagan Dam on the Corps of Engineers property has an apiary about past our kids' ball field where they gave to our kids to play ball. There is a federal Corps of Engineers apiary where I know for a fact they bought their hives downtown and put them together and put bees in it. They was
No.
trying to introduce bees because we didn't have any. We do, however, have a local population in the mountain of black bees that I've been after for years. And one day I'll catch them and I'll have a video on it, maybe, good Lord willing. But
Oh, that'd be
till
awesome.
then,
That'd be
till
awesome.
then, keep watching. I do plan on getting them.
Cool. Hey, Earl, I noticed Galloway Lights chatted in there that he's having a link issue. That if y'all
Let
don't
me
know, Galloway,
send him
yeah,
another one again. Maybe I sent him the wrong one.
our special guest tonight is going to be Galloway Lights. And Earl, I'm going to pull up. What about if I pull up a video or two of his to let everybody see? Yeah, I'm,
Yeah,
I'm,
post one of his videos, and I'll try to get this back to him again here, buddy.
oh,
I'll recopy it
folks,
and
I'll apologize in
resend it.
advance if I don't get this audio going. Please,
Well,
please
we
chat.
didn't claim to be professional. We're hillbillies. We're trying to turn some of this sticks and wood into computers
You know,
and phones.
I figured if I could hear it, y'all could too.
No, we couldn't hear it. You're just the guy that's got it all.
Okay, share system audio. All right, I'm gonna do it this time. Let's see. Here we go. Oh, here we go. This is good. Oh, wait a minute. I'll get it in a second.
I got it. He had the wrong number.
Guys, tonight we have a mystery guest, and we're going to get right back to that in a few moments. But right now, important thing, I checked my hive this evening, and I was shocked. There's a beetle in there, and my modification didn't work, and the bees got out when there was no sugar. Apparently, it shifted just a little bit over. So watch if you do what I do. It might not work. And back to what we were going to do. There's the mystery guest. We're going to have the test between the candy, peppermint man, sweetheart, gumdrop goof, and creepy dude. All right, mystery guest. Which one are you going to go to? And the guest is Mr. Beetle. Oh, shoot. No, okay. I thought for a moment you're going to go for the peppermint candy. Oh, I guess, no, okay. I thought for sure it didn't work. All right, so I was right. Peppermint candy does keep the beetles away. No, maybe not. Oh, shoot. Peppermint candy, he likes the candy. He's going for, nope, he's not going for the candy. He's going way away from the candy. He got a taste of it, and he's going for, no, he's going back for the candy. He likes peppermint candy for oh, no, he don't like the peppermint candy. He just wanted to get a taste of it, and he's off of it. Oh, no, he really wants that peppermint candy. He's coming back. That it's over, guys. He likes pepper. No, he doesn't like. He's going around the peppermint candy. He likes the. No, 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 no. Oh, he's going. Definitely likes peppermint candy. It's over, guys. Beatles love. Nope, nope. It's he likes the sweetheart. He must have had one. No, he wants to get the gumdrop. Oh, no, I don't know what he's going to do. He's undecided. No, I think he remembers the peppermint candy was. No, he's not going for the peppermint candy this time. I think he's just going to run away. I think he's just going to escape and forget this whole thing. Oh, yes. Gumdrops are definitely, maybe not. I think he's coming back here to take a thought on this and decide. No, peppermint candy is definitely the one he likes the most. Don't use peppermint candy because they look. No, I guess that's not the one. He likes the sweethearts. He must have had one and lost it. No, that's not what it is either. And then it's got to be that gumdrop. Something about the gumdrop. Oh my goodness. He likes the creepy dude. Get out of here. Well, you got it there, guys. As far as he could get from that peppermint candy, he went for the creepy dude. Until next time, have fun. See you later, guys, and thanks to our other guests. Good night.
do it with the Y, and you'll come right on in here, buddy. I hope he heard that. Is that him coming in? No, that's you getting ready to pair up another segment, ain't it, Bubby?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I didn't pause it.
What do you got coming up for us, Bub?
Hopefully he's coming in. Let's see. We've got another video that I was gonna share with y'all.
Can we play it while we're waiting on him to come
Yeah,
in?
yes, yeah, yeah, yeah. Now this was a little bit more upbeat. No talking, just music. Let's see here.
All right.
Try to share it.
I thought that was pretty cool right there, man. I sure do. And something else I wanted to mention, guys, that I forgot to mention. I should have done this first thing when we came on the air. I want to say a special thank you to Bob and Lee, Walker Bee Ranch, and Kodiak Farms, our big time supporters. It's the Bee Show Tuesday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern. I want to thank the Stream Team Live for such an awesome show and a great uh, time tonight, and they also included us and told you guys about us coming on. We super appreciate those guys. I love them. It's good to have them all on dial up. They're my favorite people, all five of them. So thank you, Stream Team Live. Thank you, Bob and Lee, for everything that you guys do and have done. And I'll thank you for the stuff you will do because you guys are awesome. Know that us in Houston are fine. That he's driving tonight on his way. When he gets to his motel, he's going to check in with us, but hopefully it won't be too late. But he got a little behind and he's not at his destination when he thought he would be. But we do have, we had that preloaded stuff for you from Houston that he sent us to have ready in case he couldn't be on. And we're just so glad to have you guys on here tonight, every one of you. And we just thank God for every one of you, man. It's awesome to have you here. Something else big in the news, Johnny.
What's that, Earl?
The one continent in the world country that did not have Varroa. Did you hear what I said there? See what
Yeah,
I did there? See, that's a little Stream Team humor. That did not have Varroa has been fighting Varroa. Melbourne, Australia, and the new what is it? I can't remember that other. It's an English name, but it's a new English name. It's like an English town, but they give it a New South Wales, Varroa in places. They're now the DPI, which is the governing agency over the honeybees there, are now telling all of the Australians to not tamper with hives at all at this time. And if there are any known honeybees in the wild, to notify the DPI so that they will know of them and that they can test them, get them, check them. They're doing everything they can to thwart, stop, and destroy and eliminate the Varroa before it gets into the country. God bless their hearts. Some of you know what I mean. I wish them the best. I hope and pray it works. But that little scudder can find its way into places. I mean, look what the hive beetle did. they're just so sneaky, man. And I to have both of them is just a depressing thing. One is enough. Lord have mercy. I hate those things. But if you do all the things you're supposed to, keep your bees healthy, and add like peppermint, cinnamon, and clove into the regiment, I do believe you'll have better success. Will it fix everything? No, no, it ain't going to. But it'll help. I see people trying to do it in top bar hives, and I think the thing with top bar hives is they need to crush up a few pieces and sprinkle it across it before they lay their top boards down. If they would sprinkle it, especially on those edges, to just mush it up, sprinkle it in there in those edges, and get it across those tops. When you set your slats on top of it, I believe you will permeate that little pocket on each side of your frames, or they like to build traps and hide, will now be coated with a little bit of that powdered peppermint as well. Don't be afraid to crush it up, feed it whole, throw it in there, watch it and see. I tell everybody, one hive. You try one hive with the peppermints and everything else that you're doing. If it doesn't aid and help, and for just a couple dollars, you can buy two for $1 at the gas station, and you got a month's supply, which is 40. Well, you got about 2 weeks supply if you do it like I do it, which is
Yeah.
about 40 pieces of candy, 10, 10 parts per million of peppermint oil in each piece of candy, easily measurable. The deadly amount of peppermint oil for bees, over 5,000 parts per million, according to an Egyptian study that tried to use peppermint as a uh, insecticide. Just didn't work out too good. Even at 5,000 parts per million, they was only getting 37% efficacy at 14 days. Down at 1,000%, 1,000 parts per million, it was just nothing. And they were actually direct contact. They had to rub up against the peppermint, or they were given to it with what they call, and they take these little micro sponges and impregnate them with stuff like medicine, and then they send that into the hive, and that's better than saying those old big words that they try to use and stuff. But they more or less just impregnate a micro sponge or a microsphere and send it into the feed, and that way they can directly give them the amount that they want to give them at a time based on what they ingest, and that's how they could increase the parts per million in the study. And turns out, peppermint's just too good for the bees. It's not a bad thing for the bees. It's a bad thing for about everything else, though. Uh, Another thing is peppermint has no known enzymes that match any of the honeybee's enzymes. And if I use my formic acid, that matches a bee enzyme. What one? It's the alarm pheromone, stinger pheromone. That's formic acid. It's already in your wax. It's already in your honey. So to use it makes good sense to me. Oxalic acid is a plant acid that's already in the wax. It's already in your bees. That's why others like to use it. Um, so to me, our natural acids aren't much more than an essential oil, though one being oil, one being acid. It's things we're picking out of nature and using for our treatments, and we like to stay as natural as possible. Even permethrin. Permethrin comes from chrysanthemums. Now, when you look at permethrinozoids, those are synthetic man-made permethrins. Uh, that's why they're called permethrioids. Permethrins are made from the chrysanthemums, or mums as we like to call them. Uh, but bees land on mums. You don't see them dropping dead because it takes an extraction of that in abundance and elimination of a bunch of other stuff, and that's how they purify it to make it pure enough to be toxic. My point being, even permethrin at low levels can't, do nothing. And this stuff we're popping in our mouth and eating can aid our bees if we would just use it. I don't understand why some people get so irritated at me was, I'm not going to do it. Not putting it in my hive. It'll be with my honey. When a lot of bee people, and please show me different if you know, but to my knowledge and to the beekeepers I associate with, they store the peppermint with the pollen and the brood, not with the honey. It ain't up there capped. It's red and white open with the pollen and the brood. I think they know what they're doing. They're keeping those pests away. You can look it up on Google that peppermint plants
Oh, look
next
who's
to
coming in.
near your hives or in your hives keeps off wax moths. It keeps off
Hey,
wax moths too. Looky there.
there's our old
Woo!
friend. He did
Ladies
make
and
it.
gentlemen, here's Houston.
Hey, Houston.
Hey guys, sorry
Hey,
I'm
we
late.
that's all right, buddy. We played your robber screen video twice, but the first time they had to read your lips. Uh, thank
Johnny
Oh
goodness.
wouldn't
yeah,
let us hear it. He
Thank
wouldn't let
goodness,
us hear
they,
it,
they might
buddy.
want to do that anyways, man.
Bob and Lee both
Yeah.
texted me and told me how to fix it. I wasn't sharing the audio, man. Greenhorn
I wish
mistake.
Frank would get in here too, man. I mean, I wish so Frank would
Yeah,
line up. We had him
yeah,
lined up to come in.
yeah. The link must not have worked for him.
I,
Maybe
I'm catching uh
No, he wasn't. He didn't have the Y typed
I'm
in. I
catching a
checked him.
little lag. Can you
Oh,
hear me?
yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you, Houston. What do you say, bud? Hey, how's it?
Somebody's breaking up. I'm not sure. I thought it might have been me.
Hey, y'all had a safe trip over. Looks like.
Man, Road Rage City all the way down.
Oh, I bet.
Crazy people out there, man. Just want to tell all the
Easy,
viewers.
easy, easy on the
All right,
crazy
all the
people.
viewers.
Earl's been here.
Yeah.
Earl's been here the whole time.
There's
Right, he
been
wasn't
crazy
driving.
people here
But
since
if
the
anybody
beginning.
is out there,
No, they won't let me drive
yeah,
no
if
more.
anybody is out there, please be safe. People's traveling with their families. Just be as safe as you can. And somebody gets aggravated and road raging, just let them go on.
Yeah.
Just wanted to throw that in there, guys.
Yeah.
Good
Hey,
tip.
that
Good tip.
video of me showing y'all that road, there was somebody else driving. I was in the back seat talking.
Right?
Maybe.
Yeah. Oh, good deal, Houston. You guys looking forward to a big day tomorrow and pitching forwards, I guess.
I'm
Huh? You
wore
have.
out, man. They will. I'll do a
Oh,
lot of just tagging along.
yeah. Eugene Nelson
It's
wants to know where you are, Houston.
I just rode down to the Smokies. Us hillbillies, we don't stray far out of the mountains, so I'm still in the mountains.
Hey, and Be Original Tennessee Tim has had a question he's been wanting to ask you for a while, Houston. Here it is.
Man, I
All
love
right.
being original Tennessee
Houston, did you have a problem?
Tim McDaniel.
Yeah,
Houston, did
I
you have a
usually hear we
problem?
have lips, but I've heard that one too.
Probably heard that one a few times.
I hear
And
you.
hey, Greg. Hey, there's Greg. He commented in. Hey, Houston.
Hey,
Hey,
God
how
bless
you
you.
doing? Appreciate the shout out there tonight. I did get to hear the stream team as I was coming in,
Awesome.
but I couldn't get mine synced up for the show getting here, so I didn't fight with it.
Yeah.
So really, I ain't caught the show up to now. So
Oh, wonderful.
We love the stream team, guys.
Yeah, no
Man, they
doubt.
mentioned you a lot, Houston, just so you know, bub. I don't know if you got to hear it all, but
yeah, I
yeah, you
did.
was talking
Yeah,
about, brother.
oh yeah.
Yeah, and I appreciate that. And that wasn't just meant for me, guys. That was for all three of us. They just said Houston because it was on my channel.
Oh, I
Yeah,
know.
sure.
But
Understood.
we love you. It's on your
Yeah, no
channel tonight,
problem.
brother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it was
And next
luck of the draw.
next week
See,
we're on Donnie's channel, so
Ten-
everybody don't
that's
forget that.
Tennessee Mountain Bees.
that's why we need to be more like the bees, y'all. Uh, I really hate to drag this out, but I'm gonna have to, Johnny and Houston. Let me read a little
We're in trouble. He's got
something
the
to
book
you.
out.
Uh-oh.
I got my
Uh-oh.
notes out. Let me read from my notes here. Can y'all hear me pretty good? Check a 1, 2. You are
I can hear
1,
you.
2. All right, you can hear me. You are 1,
Hey,
2.
Brad.
Got it. Hey, brother Brad. Bees were respected for their orderliness, so much so that playwright William Shakespeare, in his Henry V play, the Archbishop of Canterbury, uses this speech to convince the king that France was his right. Now, I know y'all know me as Hillbilly Earl, but excuse this guy you're about to meet. The Commonwealth of the Bees. What the heck is that? Get away from me. All right, I'm good. The Commonwealth of the Bees. Therefore, does heaven divide the state of man in diverse functions, setting endeavor and control, continual motion, to which is fixed as an aim or a butt? Obedience! For so work the honeybees, creatures that by a rule in nature teach the art of order to a peopled kingdom, the civil citizens kneading up the honey, the poor mechanic porters crowding in their heavy burdens. At his narrow gate, the sad-eyed justice with his surly hum, delivering over to executor pale, the lazy, yawning drone. Thank you. How you like that? Little William Shakespeare right there on the orderliness of bees. And the whole thing of that, let me break it down for you, Hillbilly style. If we as people acted more like bees, we would be a lot more successful and beneficial to each other and to our environments as well.
Yeah,
Oh, y'all didn't know what to think about Hillbilly throwing down on some Shakespeare, did you? It can
Poetry
happen.
session, huh?
It can happen. It can happen.
Well,
That's
hey,
right. Let's all forget to say a prayer for
hey,
those
hey, look,
Australians. I hope
hey,
they
look who's
win.
coming in here.
Who's
Earl, what
this?
book is that in?
This is our special guest, Galloway Lights.
Galloway,
There
my
it
brother.
is.
I
How's it
thought
going,
you
man?
was doing a Galloway all night.
I've been in Galloway all night, yes.
I hear you, brother. How you doing? How you doing, Mr. Galloway?
Doing good. Fighting off poison ivy at the moment. One bee sting from 2 days ago.
Ouch. You put any honey on it?
Oh, I got bit today. I was trying to do a
Did you get
drive
bit
them
or
out of a
stung?
brick wall thing for the first time, and I get bit on the finger, and I was like, I got bit. I thought it was a bee, and I looked down. It was one of them flies for the
the deer flies.
strawberries. Strawberry
I
fly.
hate those things.
Yeah. Oh, that hurt. Worse than a bee.
Man.
Customer says, "Hey, did you get stung?" I said, "No, I didn't get stung. I bit by a fly."
That's terrible. Get away
I
with the
hate
bee
those.
sting. Then get bit by a
Me
fly.
too.
I did
Well,
get
yeah.
my
That's like my
first official sting of the year. So, yeah, finally got stung.
Where'd she get
Got
you?
lucky, though. I got lucky. She flew right up in my
Where
shirt,
at?
right under my armpit. And I was trying to get her out, and she got me on my knuckles. So I guess better there than right on the armpit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll teach you
I
guys
was
to
waiting for
spray a
the
little
armpit.
something home before it's over.
Well, I was hoping to continue being able to brag, no sting-free season so far, but I wasn't
You
so
sprayed that
fortunate.
stuff? If you'd have
I
sprayed
got
Earl's
into,
spray,
a Nerf
if you'd
time.
put that on your hands, look, man, they come out like bullets and they land on me and they go, oh, never mind, and they leave.
Frank, we played a couple of your videos earlier. I don't know if you got a chance to see that or not. The peppermint challenge, and then the latest one you put up, where they
No,
were.
I was having technical issues.
Okay.
Hey, Frank,
Yeah.
I got a question for you after Johnny's done with you. Sorry, Johnny.
No, that's all right, Earl. Hey, Frank, I was thinking about pulling up your the video that you made where you built the beehive in that log. Man, that is a fascinating video. I highly encourage, if you haven't seen that, folks, go watch Galloway Light's video on building a hive inside of a log. It's so fascinating. I thought I'd just tell everybody about it and then let them go to your channel and subscribe if they're not, Frank.
I always wanted to do that. I always wanted to try what he did. And when he done it, I had even thought about it so much that when he was putting it together, I said, you're going to have to do something to keep them from falling out. And he said, I'm going to put this bar in here. I said, I knew it. And he just made it like I dreamed it, And I'm like, I got to talk to this guy. I know him.
Yeah. Yes. So how'd you get the idea, Frank? Just because it's a natural
I
thing they like to
have
do
to
in the
admit,
creek?
Chainsaw Charlie got me inspired watching his video.
Sawmill Charlie?
Yeah, Chainsaw
No.
Charlie got me interested in the sawmilling. And yeah.
Cool.
A couple of years ago, he was doing that, and that got me inspired. And then they're always doing like roundhouse, and I was like, we have to in our area have it where we can take it apart and have it inspected. So I was trying to figure out how to do it that way.
Like Greg. Hello, Greg.
Yeah.
I noticed some of the Russian guys use those log hives like that. Put the little door in it like you did. Have you followed any of those guys?
I've been trying anything I could see because if somebody else has done it, I want to learn from their mistakes.
How long did it take the bees to straighten up those cells to where they could store the honey? Since you had the frames going in, standing on their ends as opposed to traditional. Was that pretty quick for them?
To be honest, I really do not even know. I kind of look to see if they're still alive, if they're functioning, if they need more room. I have not noticed them an issue yet.
Awesome.
People have commented about it.
I've been watching. Let me tell you what
I'm looking for some other issues like
what?
When he took his frames out last time, Johnny. When he took his frames out last time, they had turned the 13-degree angle to up and down. So his frames now, instead of having the 13-degree angle toward the top of the frame, they having it 13-degree angle toward the top of the side of the frame now.
Yeah.
So I was just wondering if that's so, what kind of extractor is going to spin that out for you?
I'd say it'll swing right out anyway. Surely.
It just set his frames down in there regular, and he'll spin the honey out the ends.
You could turn them over completely.
I'm dying to know.
Hey, it might actually work better, Earl. Come think of it.
That's what I was thinking, man. It might come out quicker. Yeah. You don't even have to do it what's it called? Hexagently or something. In other words, tangential.
Tangential or something.
Yeah, I was trying to say tangential. I was just being funny.
Hey, have you opened up the chat?
I'm gonna have to be like Fred and have all my frames marked up and down.
I will.
Oh! Can I tell him who you really are? Can I tell him your secret identity, Galloway, Mr. Frank?
Go ahead.
Yep. If you guys have ever had a subscriber, Fred Flintstone, in your chats and stuff, or sub to you, and it says Fred Flintstone with a picture of Fred Flintstone, sock, it's Galloway.
I got to do another one, Jeff.
But that's Galloway's secret identity. He's Fred Flintstone on our